G'day, Stu here from Uavfutures, and today, well, get set to get some internet flame going on because we're going to be offering up some opinions, my opinion on what is the best or most influential drone of 2017. So you can see, I've reviewed a ton of drones this year. It's been an absolutely massive year for FPV drone racing, but what's the cream of the crop? So today we're going to be going through my personal picks, so the Uavfutures top 5 drones of 2017. Now, of course, this is my opinion, so obviously not everyone's going to agree, and to get on this list, you have to be a full drone. It can't just be a frame or something like that. It's got to be the whole kit and caboodle that you can get up, get ready, and rip around. Now, of course, what I want you guys to do now, pause the video, go down to the comments and put your 5 top drones in there from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, make that list, and then we can compare and see, what do you think deserves to be in the top place. Now, another condition to get on this list, it's got to have come out in 2017, and it also, we're going to be taking it on its merits when it came out. So if you're comparing, like, say, something that came out in the start of 2017 to the end of 2017, they might have different flight controllers. It might be like an F3 or an F4, so we're going to judge it on what it was like when it actually came out. And before we get started too, look, it's not just all about performance, because obviously the top drones would just be all the most expensive ones. So it's got to be something that impacted our hobby in a positive way. A lot of people liked, a lot of people got flying, or maybe it just changed something or the way that the industry worked. Alright, so let's kick it off, jump in and have a look at number 5. Alrighty, so in the 5th spot, now this one's for the budget racers out there. This is the FuryBee X215. Now FuryBee, they made a heap of drones in 2017. Too many if you ask me. They're all sort of competing with each other. But the X215, it was absolutely crazy for the price. I mean, it was like 150 bucks, I think, when I reviewed it. I had seen it was low for 120, and then after review it sort of, bounced back up fairly high. But this drone, I think it got a lot of people flying, and it did some things right. Like, it had some kit in here that worked okay, but you could just take it out and rip it around. It was a solid drone design, and I know I was a big fan. I could really get a lot out of this drone, so it helped a lot of people get flying for not too much money, and it was pretty easy to get out of the box and get working as well. And all these, I'll leave a card up here too, or in the description. You can check out all these drones for their full in-depth review. So this was in the 5th place, but the one thing that I wasn't too happy about with this, I feel like the quality might have gone down, because I have heard some other people, they're having problems. So whether FuryBee just got smashed by demand and a lot of people wanted it and they let their quality control slip, it's definitely something they need to address, because I've had some great stories from these, and I've also heard some stories where people have like busted up their flight controller pretty easy and that sort of stuff. So that's why that's in the number 5th spot. This one had performance at a fantastic price. It was really accessible for the beginners in our hobby, where they could just take it out, rip it around, and have a lot of fun.
I'm a bit gobsmacked with this. For $150, this is really a good starter and even a good second quad. Look, value for money. This thing is got to be absolute 10. I'd have to give it an 8.5 for performance. That was just not to fly.
Alright, on the 4th spot now, this one's definitely moving up in performance. This is the Merica Talon, and this one, in my review, I called it a game changer, because this was the first real drone that I'd flown that made a huge difference thanks to its vertical arms. There were some others, like the Rampage and stuff like that, and people can argue which one came first, but this one, in 2017, made a big difference to my flying. It felt like nothing else that I'd flown before. I know Joshua Barbwell and I both agreed that it felt like it had some rudders in the turn and that sort of stuff, so I was a massive fan of this, and when you got the full kit, it was definitely very, very powerful. It would rip around, and it definitely smashed around that Uavfutures test track, and a lot of you guys saw that. And I know this one was very popular as well. It sort of kicked off the big debate about how we're going to go with vertical arms, change some frame thinking, all that sort of stuff, moved away from the traditional designs, and I'm a big fan of the Merica Talon, so that's why it's coming in at the number 4 spot. But it was on the pricier side as well. I think the frame was like over 100 bucks or something like that, so it wasn't for everybody. It definitely wasn't the most beginner-friendly frame. You did need the right components to put in there, but when you did it like a 4-in-1 ESC and that sort of stuff, and you need to make sure you didn't put the ESCs on the arm, but if you built this thing right, it absolutely ripped around. You can see just how dirty mine is, because I take this one everywhere, and that's why I love flying it still. I still fly it to this day, and that's why that one's got the number 4 spot on this list.
Yeah, just when you think they can't get any better, it's great. I can see why you like this. I love it. This is a 10. No ifs or buts. It's a fucking sure 10.
Alrighty, so moving up into the number 3 spot, and this is where we're on the podium, the bronze medal, and this is where things started to get a little bit pointy. Like, it was very hard to make this list up and decide, the things were just notching each other out. One bit was better here, one was better there, so it got very, I guess, controversial. And this is where a lot of you guys might disagree or agree. Make sure you put your own list down below. But in the number 3rd spot, or what do you think it is? Well, it had to be on the list. It was the Merica. So from Catalyst Machine Works, this thing, it absolutely ripped. It was like no drone that I've ever flown before. So in terms of performance, it got on the list, and you might be thinking, Stuart, how did things get better than this? We will explain. But this thing, when it came to the market, it had a radical design. It was really, well, not radical, but it was really well thought out. Split arms, really strong, tiny canopy, great aerodynamics, crazy power to boot. It was super expensive, you know, $500 plus, but this thing, it is the best performing drone that I've got. So I rip this thing everywhere. It goes with me everywhere. On the Uavfutures test track, a lot of you guys are like, Stuart, you're speeding up your footage when you're flying this. Why are you cheating? All that sort of stuff. So much so I had to make a video proving that I wasn't, showing you guys some DVR. This thing, it is just that quick, and it is an absolute monster. Now, a bit of a bonus as well, you know, Catalyst Machine Works, this isn't why they're on the list, but they have fantastic customer support. So shout out to the guys over at Catalyst Machine Works. Merry Christmas. You guys got the bronze medal. It's not for your customer service, even though that is absolutely amazing. It was for your drone. So this bad boy is absolutely crazy. I love my Merica, and I know I've seen so many videos of people ripping these things around, and they really are a fantastic drone. So if you want something that is like performance off the chain, like you have never felt before, get yourself one of these bind and flies. It is absolutely ridiculous. So congratulations to Catalyst Machine Works. You made a big difference in 2017 for the terms of performance. So the performance for this boy, off the chain.
I think it's incredible. Everything is well thought out in this frame, everything.
This is giving me goosebumps flying this. It's really nice.
So do you think that this is like the current best performing racer on the market?
Oh yeah, this is so good. Well, I've got to say, it's nice and light, it's nice and fast, and it's great.
Alrighty, so the number 2 spot, you might be thinking, what can beat that? You know, the Merica was absolutely crazy, and I'm sure some of you guys have an idea, but 2 spots. What are we going to have for the silver medal? And look, I might be a little bit biased. Remember, this is my opinion, but I think a drone that deserves the silver medal here. We had performance there with the Merica in the 3rd place. This one here, this is the Uavfutures $99 build. So this whole drone right here, you can go watch this video. I'll leave a link up here. I know really did change the hobby for a lot of people. So on the other end with that Merica, we had performance and price. This thing, we just had absolute value. So this was a decent drone you could take out, you could get flying, and I have seen so many people flying these. I think this has to be one of the most influential drones for 2017 that got people into the hobby. So look, you're not going to be setting world records or anything like that, but just in terms of getting people into the hobby, experiencing it, having some fun with FPV, that's something that is stupid cheap. Like, I mean, 99 bucks. I've seen toy drones that cost more than that, and this thing, it's still crazy fun to rip around, and you can have a real FPV racing experience with one of these bad boys. So that's why the Uavfutures $99 build is on the list. What do you guys think? Because I know, look, a lot of people built this, they had a lot of success with it, and it was a ton of fun. So I might be a little bit biased there, but look, this is my opinion, remember, and I really do think that this one changed the hobby for the better and got so many people flying. If you built one of these, drop it in the comments down below, because I got so many emails saying thank you. You know, people are so happy with their $99 build. You can see this one's absolutely filthy as well, because it doesn't come out with me every time, but this is a great one to hand over to people, let them experience it, and give FPV a bit of a go. Alright, now what we should do before we find out the gold medal, who got the best drone of the year for 2017, who had the most influence, who changed the hobby for the better or brought something new or just great to the table in terms of FPV drone racing, we're going to go through some honorable mentions. So I know a lot of manufacturers out there are watching this listing, and Stuart, what's number 1 spot? So look, if that's not you, you might be on this little runners up list. So let's quickly go through some of the runners up. Okay, so the first run up we're going to look at, this was the Devel from Avan Quads. I felt like this one, if you were going to get anything that was quick in a straight line and also super light, this thing was absolutely crazy. It wasn't really designed for carrying a GoPro or anything like that, but this one was the fastest bind and fly that I had. Like, it got 110 miles per hour on a 4S, which is just absolutely ridiculous. So a shout out to those guys over at Avan, you know, for the Devel. That was one of the runners up. Then moving in, this was probably direct competition to that. We had the Norris. Now this one I'm a massive fan of as well. This is also from Catalyst Machine Works, but that's why they weren't on the list. You know, this one was sort of superseded by the Merica. So if the Merica wasn't on that list, coming in at number 3, the Norris would have been on there somewhere. I don't know if it would have been number 3, but this drone definitely was very quick, and the part I liked about this, you know, it was also super tough. Like, I smashed this thing into the ground so many times, and if I wasn't flying the Merica, I'd be flying this. So this one was such a performance drone as well. So that's right up there. But unfortunately, Catalyst Machine Works just did it better with their second quad, so I thought the Merica was a little bit better. And then the other runner-up, before we go and look at the gold medal, we had this one here. Now this one's really recent, and I've only just put this out, so when I do my builds, I like to give people something that's value, and this one was value and performance. So this was my, I think it went 117 miles per hour, my 5S capable drone that was like 170 bucks. So I'll leave this build in the description down below, but this one's only been out for about a week, so it hasn't had enough time to really impact the hobby. But I think a lot of people moving forward, they're going to be building something like this if they want to get into the hobby and also have some crazy performance, because this one, it was the fastest when it was on 5S as well. So that one, that's just snuck in there to the runners up. Now moving on to the gold medal, something that made the biggest impact on my hobby, and I'm really proud to say congratulations to Chris over at Armaton. Of course, it's got to be the Chameleon. So this one, when I reviewed this back in March when it came out, I knew I had something special. I had not seen any other videos on the Chameleon. I hadn't seen anyone else flying or anything like that. I contacted Chris and we sort of got one of these, and as soon as I flew it, I was like, yeah, there's something special about this, and just the design, you know, Armaton has done such a good job. So congratulations to Armaton. You've taken out my, you know, the Uavfutures Drone of the Year awards. This one's it. This is the best drone, the most influential drone of 2017. Now, of course, just my opinions, but this thing had so many things going for it. It was an absolute beast. You can see just how dirty mine is. This is the same one that I've been flying since day one. It comes with me everywhere. There's like a forest growing in this thing. It is so messed up, but it still just keeps on giving. It's so reliable. And on top of that, it has a fantastic warranty as well. So I know Armaton, look, the warranty doesn't come into account in terms of this this award, but the warranty over at Armaton, they have some of the best customer service, if not the best. Them and Catalyst Machine Works have the best customer service in the biz. Another thing I love about the Chameleon too, like I've got one of the first versions, they just continued to refine it. They didn't rest on their laurels like a lot of companies do. They went back, they changed the design, they brought out some new versions which were even better. You know, I haven't had to upgrade or anything like that because mine's still going strong. But Chris went back to the drawing board and he just kept upgrading things on Armaton, making the Chameleon better and better and better with every revision. So massive shout out to those guys over at Armaton. I know a lot of people have been enjoying the Chameleon this year, and I would say it was also the most popular. I've never seen so many posts, you know, this year over the Chameleon, how much fun people are having. So congratulations to you guys. I couldn't be more proud for you. You've done a fantastic job for here, and I can't wait to see what 2018 is going to show from Armaton, because I know they've got some big things coming.
This has got to be a grubby Trev rating. I'd give this a 10.
Alrighty, you know how I can tell the Chameleon's a really good quad? I've done all these batteries. My Chameleon's been out and used, and I haven't even unclipped my GT2 for the day.
So that was it. That was my Uavfutures 2017 Drone of the Year Awards. That were my top 5 picks. Did you agree with me? Did you disagree? Drop your comments down below. Remember, things were most influential, changed our hobby, brought something different, got a lot of people flying, but it has to be a whole quad, or at least a kit that they can get up, get ripping, and fly around. So anyway, put your opinions down below. Disagree, thumbs up, thumbs down. What did you think? Subscribe for more FPV related content. Congratulations to Armaton Chameleon for taking it out, and as always, happy flying.
Alrighty, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel and check out these videos. And I'm also going to leave a little link here to my Patreon page, because I've got some fantastic Patreon supporters and I like to give back to them as well. So if you want to join the Uavfutures family, there's things like bonus Velcro straps, little bundles of FPV goodies and things like that that also get sent out. Anyway, happy flying.